This isn't your typical daytime TV controversy. This one has it all. Hypocrisy, feminist missteps, social media firestorms, and even whispers that ABC might finally cancel The View. If you know anything about Karoline Leavitt, you'll know she's never one to back down from a fight. At just 27, she's already made a name for herself as a prominent conservative voice, having worked in the Trump administration and now rising as one of the Republican Party's emerging stars. But being young, outspoken, and conservative makes her an easy target for The View, the daytime talk show that claims to empower women while often tearing down those who dare to think differently.
I think she's probably been put in there because, according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
The latest episode of The View played out like a textbook case of do as I say, not as I do. Never one to pass up a chance to throw shade, Joy Behar took aim at Karoline Leavitt's credentials in the most condescending way possible. Instead of addressing her accomplishments, Behar suggested that Karoline's success wasn't based on merit, but rather on her looks, saying, "I think she's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is. Let's pause for a second. Joy Behar, who consistently brands herself as a champion of women's empowerment, just implied that a young, accomplished woman didn't earn her place. Coming from someone who regularly speaks about breaking gender stereotypes, the irony is hard to ignore. But Behar wasn't the only one. Whoopi Goldberg jumped on the Let's Take Down Karoline bandwagon, taking things a step further. Rather than simply critiquing Karoline's political views, Whoopi launched into a full-blown lecture about wokeness, claiming that Karoline owes her entire career to the very thing she criticizes.
And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Mm-hmm. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all.
Let me explain something to you. Whoopi Goldberg declared, her tone dripping with authority. Without that wokeness, you wouldn't even have a platform to speak on. She then launched into a familiar tirade about how wokeness paved the way for women to have opportunities in the first place. In classic Whoopi fashion, it was a speech packed with dramatic pauses, finger-pointing, and just the right amount of self-righteousness to get the audience cheering. Sunny Hostin, the third member of The View's usual trio of chaos, didn't hold back either. Staying true to form, she found a way to bring race into the conversation, implying that Karoline's success was a product of privilege. The collective eye roll across the internet was almost audible. If Joy, Whoopi, and Sunny thought Karoline was just going to take their comments in stride, they clearly didn't do their homework. Rather than ignoring the attacks, Karoline fired back with a response so sharp it instantly went viral. In a video posted to social media, she didn't just clap back, she delivered a masterclass in calling out hypocrisy. Karoline started by addressing The View's blatant double standard. The View doesn't want strong women, she said. They want women who follow their script. And I refuse to play their game. But she wasn't finished. Turning her attention to Joy, Karoline called out the absurdity of her comments. Joy Behar accusing me of benefiting from my appearance is laughable. Feminism is supposed to empower women, not tear them down just because they don't share your politics. Maybe it's time you practice what you preach. Then she took aim at Whoopi's rant on wokeness. I didn't get here because of wokeness. I got here because I worked hard. I earned my opportunities and I refuse to let you or anyone else discredit my accomplishments. The internet erupted. Within minutes, hashtags like Cancel The View and Karoline Leavitt Destroys The View were trending. Karoline's fiery response earned her widespread praise from conservatives, and even some moderates tired of The View's antics. Meanwhile, things were reportedly far less celebratory behind the scenes at ABC. According to insider sources, executives were caught off guard by the intense backlash. The View has always thrived on controversy. It's part of what keeps the ratings up. But this time, they may have pushed things too far.
Podcaster Charlie Kirk called Behar's comment idiotic and bitter. Former Fox News host Megyn Kelly called the remark not true, but also added that the new Trump administration is indeed making America hot again. Karoline's high-profile debut has also drawn attention to her personal life, including the massive age gap between her and her business tycoon husband. Karoline recently married 59-year-old Nicholas Riccio, a real estate mogul 32 years her senior. The two were set up by a mutual friend at a political function, according to one of Karoline's Instagram posts.
The hypocrisy was too obvious, the backlash too intense. Even some of The View's most loyal viewers were calling them out. Sponsors were the first to panic. Whispers began circulating that some of the show's biggest advertisers were reconsidering their partnerships. No brand wants to be associated with a program trending for all the wrong reasons. Then came the rumors of a potential shakeup. Sources claim producers are furious over how badly this situation has been handled, and that both Joy Behar and Whoopi Goldberg's futures on the show are being re-evaluated. Translation: they might be shown the door. And it's not just the producers. Even The View's audience, traditionally a mix of liberal women and daytime TV enthusiasts, is divided. Many longtime viewers took to social media to express their disappointment. One tweet summed it up perfectly. The View preaches empowerment but tears down any woman who doesn't fit their agenda. Karoline Leavitt just exposed them for what they really are. But this controversy isn't just about Karoline Leavitt and The View. It's part of a larger cultural battle over what it really means to support women. For years, The View has positioned itself as a platform for progressive, empowered women. But moments like this expose the cracks in that narrative. Karoline's response resonated because it tapped into a frustration felt across the political spectrum. The idea that feminism should only apply to women who fit a specific mold is outdated, hypocritical, and frankly, exhausting. This isn't the first time The View has come under fire for its treatment of conservative women. From mocking Sarah Palin to questioning Nikki Haley's authenticity, the show has a history of targeting right-leaning women in ways that feel personal and petty. But Karoline's takedown feels different. It's not just a defense, it's a counterattack, forcing people to reevaluate The View's role in the broader cultural conversation. So where does The View go from here? Can the show recover, or is this the beginning of the end? On one hand, The View has survived scandals before. Controversy is practically its brand, and for years, it has thrived on the tension between its hosts. But this time feels different. The backlash is stronger, the hypocrisy more glaring, and the consequences more immediate. If ABC wants to salvage the show, they'll need to make changes, and fast. That could mean rethinking the host lineup, addressing the double standards, and finding a way to balance fiery debates with a genuine commitment to empowering all women, not just the ones who agree with them. For now, though, the spotlight remains on Karoline Leavitt. By refusing to back down, she's turned what could have been a fleeting controversy into a larger conversation about feminism, double standards, and the limits of wokeness. And whether you agree with her politics or not, one thing is clear: Karoline isn't just a rising star, she's a force to be reckoned with. So what do you think? Did The View finally go too far? Did Karoline's epic takedown expose the cracks in their feminist facade? And do you think ABC will actually pull the plug on the show? If you liked today's video, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Peace.